Hello, this is David William Weissner, and this is another episode of David Speaks. Today, we're going to talk about a few different things. I want to talk to you about angels and guardian angels, and especially guardian angels. Believe it or not, every person on earth, regardless of religion, creed, color, um, nationality, God gives every person on earth a guardian angel, just one. This guardian angel is with you from birth to death and into heaven. Okay. And they're in charge of your soul. They're in charge of your soul. They keep it um close to them. They're always around you and they help you in all kinds of situations. It might be something simple. You might have experienced weird things in your life, like let's say you fell in your bathroom really fast down and you didn't hit your head. Something that happened to me once a while back. I, I was chasing after my cat because the dog was out. It was craziness. And I slipped on a wet tile and really fell fast. And I don't know why. I felt like something stopped me from smashing my head against the pavement. And I don't know why. So I give the credit to my guardian angel who was right behind me there. But they help you in all kinds of ways. They try to steer you toward the right people, the right friends, the right girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife. They speak to you in whispers. We don't always hear. We don't hear it audibly, but it's sometimes it's in our subconscious. Um, God gave us all angels to help us. There are teacher angels. There are helper angels. There are billions and billions of angels out there. But each one of us, no matter how bad you think a person is, and there are bad people out there, they have a guardian angel too, because we're all children of God. We're all sons and daughters of God, and He has given us the gift of guardian angels, for real. Now, in life, sometimes we can be guardian angels to other people. We can help other people. I do believe that in the end, kindness is all that really matters in the way we treat each other. I don't think God cares so much as if we go to temple or church every Sunday or wear religious jewelry or make a whole big thing about him. I think he cares about the kindness we show each other. And that is what makes a good person. Some people put on a big show, you know, and on the weekend or whenever it is, they go to the temple, the mosque, the synagogue, the shrine, wherever it is. And then they pray the prayers in the books, the rote, the prayer again and again, the same prayer. What does this even mean? You think God cares about that? I don't think He does at all. Because gathering to pray and wearing your best Sunday clothes means nothing if during the week you're going to act like a jerk to the people around you. And it could be little things, cutting off a car in front of you, not letting somebody in on the highways, just not being honest, lying. These are the things that God cares about, how we treat each other. You know, He wants us all to be angels to each other. Kindness is all that matters. People helped me a lot in my life. And there were times in my life I was homeless because I was fighting with a terrible illness called bipolar disorder. And the doctor had took me off my medication. And in one instance, another instance, I just didn't take it when I was very young because I didn't understand it. And I was confused. I didn't know what was going on. You know, I was in a bipolar episode, a manic episode. And so I was roaming around the country alone, no ID, no money, no food. My family worried like crazy back at home, trying to get me to a hospital. But I didn't listen to them. I was gone for years sometimes. And besides great faith in God that got me by. It was also the the love of strangers, the kindness of strangers that helped me. I can remember a few instances. Once when I was at an outdoor shrine in Staten Island, I came upon two older ladies, and I was talking to them, and I told them my situation. I was homeless, and I wanted to get back up to where I knew I could survive in New Paltz, New York, because at that time it was a very communal kind of town, and there was food there. There was a place for me to stay, and the laundromat, as I've talked about before. I slept in a laundromat in New Paltz, a 24-hour laundromat, which saved my life many times. And people gave there freely. There was like a homeless culture even around the school. It's different now, but back then it was a whole nother thing. So these ladies gave me. I needed a bus ticket to go back up to New Paltz. The bus ticket was $23. These ladies weren't rich. They looked through their wallets. I think together they gave me $30 or $40, and I was able to take the bus up to the ferry, and the ferry to Manhattan, and the subway to the bus station and back home to New Paltz where I was safe. That is an act of kindness that can't be measured. And I think God looks at that as real good works. Not just going to church or temple or synagogue or the mosque or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. We'll have a lot of names for these places, these so called holy places of God. That is not what God cares about. You don't have to have a minion. You don't have to have 10 men to pray. You have to have good works to get good karma back, to get the favor of God, to make him smile. And these women did that for me that day. And other people did things like that also for me when I was homeless. A lot of people did bad things too, but I want to concentrate on the good things now for this small lecture about kindness and angels and being earth angels. And I was in Manhattan one time and I was stranded, also homeless, no shoes, no shoes in Manhattan. I don't know what happened. There was stolen while I was sleeping. I don't even remember. I don't think that's what happened. Something happened. Um, but I was walking around homeless in Manhattan, and um, I was just kind of standing around like in Times Square, just on like a box. No, I think I had shoes at that time. I'm thinking of Venice Beach when I lost my shoes. Sorry, I don't mean to mislead you. I had shoes in Manhattan, um, but I was just standing around in front of all the craziness of Times Square, and these two black girls, teenage girls, came up to me and they said, "Sir, are you hungry? Can we help you?" They just came to me and they realized I looked disheveled. I wasn't shaved. My hair was a mess. I had on old raggedy clothes. I was a homeless person. Okay. And these two beautiful black girls came up to me and asked me if they could help me. These are people acting like angels in a very real way. I said, "Yes, I'm very hungry." So they took me across the street to Burger King or McDonald's. I don't know, one of the two. And they bought me a couple of cheeseburgers and a Coke and fries. And that was one of the sweetest things I've ever had done to me in my life. When you're hungry for days, when you have no money, when you have no ID, when you have no help, when you can't go to the homeless shelters because they're dangerous, like jail. These beautiful girls, and they must have been saints because they acted like saints that day. These beautiful girls, they bought me a meal that saved my life and saved my faith because I never ran out of faith for God when I was homeless, but so many things tested it, and so many things proved it. Not that God has to take care of you every little step of the way. You have to have courage too. You take one step, God will take the other. God helps those who helps themselves. Not to throw out all these old trite phrases that you've heard again and again, I'm sure, but they really are true. And these girls brought me a meal that I'll never forget. It was so good. And even after that, they didn't just run away. and say we wouldn't want to be with the gross homeless person who probably smells. They sat there with me and talked to me nicely while I ate my food. I'm telling you, that was one of the most beautiful things anyone's ever done for me. So they were earth angels that day, but everyone in the body, every person, every human being on this earth comes into life and leaves life with one guardian angel. And angels are the most beautiful creatures in the world. They're gentle, they love you completely. They don't always agree with what you do. Even people who've done bad things, there are plenty of people out there who have they have they have their guardian angels too, and they still love them. And God loves them too, no matter what you've done, because we're all God's children. We're all His daughters and sons, and um, God is all of our fathers. Okay, that's the video for today. Remember, you have a guardian angel. Remember, God is above you. And remember to try and be an earth angel to everyone you see. If it means holding the door for someone, they don't have to be old or even a woman. Hold the door open for anyone. And remember, it's kindness is all that really matters. Okay, have a good night. Goodbye.